An initial reaction to that defeat?
There's obviously disappointment. I suppose very sorry for the lads. We have a very quiet dressing room in there. Lads that aren't always quiet, believe me, they put everything into what happened outside. It didn't go our way. The kind of cliches, the break or the bounce of the ball. We didn't win the breaks really today, but I can't fault any of them. I think with 19 in, 20 in the end, they all gave their best when they were on the field. So very, very proud is probably my real kind of emotion. These are really good fellas. I spoke to Jerome yesterday about it. They have this kind of honesty. Every time they turned up for us, they were honest. They asked the questions, they took the learnings, and they drove on. So, while obviously disappointment is a huge part of it, hugely proud to work with what are a fantastic young group of boys, nearly men, who will go on to represent Limerick again.
5-5 at the water break game is in the melting pot there and then.
Yeah, thought we were doing really well. We had a good level of aggression, good level of intensity. Ball wasn't sticking inside maybe as much as we did, but that was early in the game. I thought we controlled around the middle of the field and we broke out really well from the backs. So yeah, the disappointment is there. At that stage we would have felt in a good place at the water break.
Just at the second water break, obviously a lot of hurling in between, but just after it, you Shane O'Brien going in and goal, maybe a chance for Mark Reardon, keeper came out, and straight from the next attack, Cork got the all-important goal.
Yeah, I thought there could have been an obstruction and Shane going in, to be honest with you. But I mean, the defensive attack was a principle we work on ourselves, and Cork did it to a T. I mean, they were up the top of the field in 10-12 seconds back in the net. You have to applaud them on that. I mean, it's a principle we try and apply ourselves, so you can't give out the Cork are doing it to you. But yeah, I mean, they're an excellent team. We've seen them here against Clare. We thought we had the match for them. We didn't on the day. I wouldn't fear having to play them again, but yeah, they're an excellent team, and down through the middle there's some superb hurlers.
Kevin, your own side, I suppose the misfortune of this year, and it's COVID, so we can't complain about it, but they look a team that would have matured with another 2 or 3 group games.
Yeah, if we had a couple of games, I suppose, listen, we've all spoken about that and different managers have spoken about it. What these young fellas want to do is play hurling. So if we had more games, more opportunity in a competitive atmosphere, I suppose we would have brought them on. I mean, Cork, for the 12 weeks they had, Cork really got their system right. We probably need another couple of weeks to hone ours, I would say. The breaking ball was probably the thing that we've been working on most lately. It didn't work today for us, but I would say, yeah, we'd all love a couple of more weeks. But with COVID, we're only just delighted to be out here, delighted to be out to represent the county, delighted to be out hurling. You know, we all love it. So I'm not going to complain about that. There's no point in complaining about that.
Physically, Cork, you know, they're just so strong and such a tall team as well, very physical.
Yeah, they had a lot of height down through the middle. They had a lot of height and runners, which was probably more impressive to me, that serious runners with the ball. They had a lot of height. We had height as well. I don't really kind of hugely put value on that. It's hurlers you're talking about, good fellas with a stick in their hand. They had those. I thought their pace in the half-hour line was exceptional, and they ran at you and made good decisions, which ultimately led to scores. We had some great decisions makers ourselves, and we ran at them. And when we did, we got a bit. I thought in the last quarter, when we ran at them, we started to get a bit of bite into it again. Maybe we should have made a few changes earlier, because the lads came in and did really well. You know, really impressed by them. You know, they got their chance and they took it.
You won your share of possession, particularly in that opening quarter. But as the second quarter went in, I think they won that maybe 6 or 7 points. They started to dominate the possession stakes. Winning the primary ball became a bit of an issue for you at times.
Yeah, I think we might have lost 5 or 6 in a row there at one stage, and I suppose hard to take for the young lads, hard to take for us on the sideline. We talked about how we could address that. Obviously we didn't manage to do it to the standard we would have liked, but yeah, that's really where Cork, I suppose, they saw their opening and they went for it, and that increased their score and put us really on the back foot. I was impressed how our lads turned around after the half time though on that, and I thought we started really well again in the second half. We got a couple of scores, we missed a couple of frees. Probably our discipline around giving away frees cost us as well. I'm not sure it was the 6 or 7 points from frees, but yeah, listen, they're a big team, they're a fast team, they're a lovely hurling team. The potential, absolute huge potential going forward. We know the history they've had in the past because we've seen them at 14s, 15s and 16s. But I think we have the same. I think they were the same kind of chances going forward. If we had another couple of weeks, or if we had another couple of group games more than anything else, I mean that's all they want to know. There's Tipperary and Waterford out tonight. They'd all have loved to do more group games. It's a pity now that it wasn't that bit of a round robin. But I suppose I'm saying that now as a loser here today. You know, if I was in the Munster final, would I be saying it? I hope I would, because really it's about those young people getting the opportunity to play games in an atmosphere like here in Thurles. And showing their skills, because that's what they want to do. They want to learn, drive on, to grow into it, and hopefully represent their counties at senior level. And the more exposure at this would have been a better opportunity for them, but it wasn't to be. Sure, what can we do?